Nintendo is making a VR headset. This alone could change the VR pathway forever. Hello there and welcome to RealityBreak, your one-stop shop for everything VR and AR related. In today's video we are discussing Nintendo and their first entry into VR. But quickly, before we do get into the video, a quick word from this video's sponsor, Robo Rigs VR. In Robo Rigs VR, you can build RC car tracks, marble run contraptions, and musical marble runs. You can play by yourself or with up to 4 players. It offers 30 different levels in puzzle mode. Marble runs require you to build, design, test, and race with marbles using gravity and your imagination. You can even rig them with robots to automate tasks. In musical marble runs, you can choose from 6 instruments and over 100 music notes to build an awesome music marble run. And I'm giving away some keys. All you have to do is join the Discord, and then there will be a giveaway channel. All the information will be in there, and these will be Meta Quest keys. But anyway, back to the video. So in September, leaks did release suggesting that Nintendo could be working on a VR headset, with none other than Google. Reliable Nintendo leaker Nash Weedle said this on Twitter. Raxium, a company acquired by Google, holds multiple patents for cost-effective and energy-efficient high-resolution micro-LED panels. Nintendo, after testing this micro-LED technology in its VR prototype, could have considered implementing these screens in Switch 2. He has also described how the VR headset would be independent and not require a Nintendo Switch 2 when that does release. So Nintendo is known for releasing their products for significantly cheaper than the competition, usually costing $100 to $200 less than anything from PlayStation or Xbox. So if they join the VR market and make a cheap but good VR headset, it would open up VR to a lot more people. Nintendo also knows how to sell a console. Their most recent console, the Nintendo Switch, has sold over 130 million units, which is more than all VR headsets ever made combined. I think if they were to release a headset, they would want to directly compete with Meta and their Quest lineup. So targeting around the $300 to $500 range, and honestly they'd want to release it closer to $300. And it'll definitely be interesting to see the specs they manage to pack in at around this price range. This won't actually be Nintendo's first attempt at a VR or AR headset. Of course you have the classic Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy, see it now in 3D.
With its famous red and black graphics, but calling that a VR headset is really a stretch. I'm talking more about certain Switch games having VR compatibility. Now most people don't even know about this, but in some games like Super Smash Bros, they do actually have a VR mode. Now the VR capabilities of the Switch are severely lacking, allowing you to have 360p per eye, which is awful. The VR in these games is also very janky and is just a gimmick. But more recently than that, Nintendo actually has an AR visor that you wear on the Mario Kart ride at Super Mario World at Universal Studios theme parks. And it is actually pretty cool, so it's clear they have interest in at least parts of AR and VR. One of the aspects that makes Nintendo products so appealing to audiences is their huge lineup of first-party exclusive titles, such as Mario, Legend of Zelda, Animal Crossing, Pokemon, and just so many more. Nintendo knows how to make a good game, and more than anything, how to optimize it for underpowered hardware. The Switch released in 2017, but has a processor from 2015, and they are still releasing games for it. They are having slight performance issues as of recently, mainly Pokemon games, but it is impressive that they are still even getting them to run on that hardware. Simply just having a few first-party Nintendo titles in VR would sell millions of units, and would boost VR a lot. The more companies that release VR headsets, the better, as it shows people that these companies believe in the concept of VR. As right now with the whole metaverse, people's trust in VR and AR technology is kind of at a low. I feel like a VR Legend of Zelda game where you get to play as Link would be amazing. Nintendo could fix the big problem that VR has at the moment, which is a lack of high quality and dense games. The Switch's sales alone show how people are dedicated to Nintendo and their games, and don't mind buying a whole different console for just 1 or 2 games. So for specs, we currently know nothing about the headset, but I think it's fair to assume the headset will have performance numbers in between the Quest 2 and Quest 3. In that price range, it does become harder to increase performance, so it will definitely be interesting to see how Nintendo pushes the performance of the headset. If the displays are anything like the Switch OLED displays, even though they have been looking at micro LED displays, it should look great inside the headset. I would also imagine the resolution is going to be around the level of the Quest 3s. Now the reason I'm setting my expectations low for Nintendo specs is because they always seem to be a generation behind when it comes to performance. Just take a look at this graphic difference between the PS5 and Nintendo Switch on the newest Mortal Kombat game.
Send
The Switch is clearly far behind, and it's been like this with Nintendo for a long time. But I do hope with the help of Google, Nintendo can turn this around and release a powerful yet affordable VR headset. If a company as big as Nintendo joins the VR market with an affordable yet powerful headset and succeeds with it, it will only incentivize other companies to follow suit. Of course, Apple is also entering the market with their Vision Pro, but I'm not expecting that headset to change much if I'm honest. The price is just way too high as it stands to make any waves or even ripples in the VR market. In the high end, maybe, but definitely not in the average consumer market. If Nintendo does this right and the product does well, VR has the potential to do very, very well from this. The reason that PlayStation making headsets hasn't changed much is because yes, they are impressive headsets, but they aren't anything too crazy. You still need a PS5 to use them, which means you'll end up spending over $1,000, along with the fact that PSVR 2 is really lacking games. But if Nintendo is coming with a cheap price point and multiple first-party titles on release, they will demolish PlayStation in VR sales. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy it, and if you did, liking and subscribing would really help me out. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you next time.